So move my apples out of the way.
Funny, your phone and the actual apples.
Right, exactly, yeah. All right, so we have our revolved half moon today. So last week, it was the half moon. So our revolved half moon is going to be opposite hand with whatever leg is on the ground, okay? So there's lots of different ways to do that. You know, we can come lower with that back leg. Just offer yourself what is right for you, okay? Because, you know, with our shapes, it's about the intention, about the energy behind them. And so, as I expressed in the email, when I do a revolved posture, I like to think about kind of shifting my point of view, seeing it from the opposite side of the view, like a devil's advocate side of view, and just seeing what possibilities open up in the mind when we have the time to have like an inner, you know, dialogue with a different perspective, whatever it might be. So maybe settling into the back, maybe with the feet together. Our revolved half knee is a little hip opener. Or maybe you want to rest on the belly with those knees kind of out to the side. Or sometimes bring those feet together, just like little kids do, like when they color on their tummies. Lay on their tummies and color and kind of cross their feet. So find whatever shape is right for you. And we'll drop into the breath. I like to think of the breath as that closest thing to us. In fact, the ancient texts say in a conversation with Shiva, who is your closest companion? It says prana. Prana is my best friend. There's no better friend than prana. And perhaps just feeling that closeness, physical proximity of the breath. Maybe that emotional proximity. All the breaths we've breathed over the span of our lifetime. And notice this one sustaining your life right now. And then this one. And throughout the practice, if you get distracted, just come back to the breath. If it gets exciting, come back to the breath. If it gets discouraging, come back to the breath. Just let that breath flow through you. Now from your backs, as you're ready, bring one leg long, one leg out to the side for a reclined tree. Maybe point and flex the foot of that long leg, opening up across the front of the shin and across the calf muscle. For those of you that danced on Saturday, yesterday, maybe the calf muscle sort of set in, if you're me or my brother. We wiggle the toes, which is a soreness that we woke up with on Sunday.
You still get sore.
Oh, it was a sore Saturday, Sunday for the toes. Oh, just moving that ankle around, moving the foot around, and feeling that openness in that left hip. And now bring that right foot to the floor beside the left. Let the right knee come out to the side for reclined butterfly once again. Oh. Notice that left hip maybe compared to the right hip. Just in that momentary reclined tree. And now bring that left foot to the ground, extend that left leg long, Point and flex the foot. Rolling the ankle, maybe wiggling the toes. Releasing all the soreness of the dance moves, maybe of the day. And letting that right hip fly open. Put that foot towards that left thigh. There you go. Exhale and bring that left foot to the ground and the right foot to the ground. Lift the hips, lower that low back to the ground, hug the knees into the chest, find the outside of the feet, and find your happy baby. Your Ananda Balasana. Ananda means bliss. Bala is strength, as you know. Blissful strength posture. Yeah, let the breath come and go, and allow that to tie you into the present moment, not just now, but as you're online at the store, as you're composting in the yard. That breath keeps us present. If we feel our mind kind of working really quickly or racing. And now with your left hand on the foot, let that right leg come long for a one-legged child's pose. Maybe just notice the difference in that front right hip as that leg is long, but that left knee is kind of hugged towards the chest. Yeah, you got it, guys. A couple more breaths. And now bring that right knee back in for a full happy baby. And then hug that right knee towards the chest, that right hand on the foot. Let that left leg gently, let it come long. And feel it opening across the front of that left hip. Good, guys. And throughout our practice as well, is extending some compassion toward ourselves. If we feel like we're trying to push to the edge, see if we can couple that with compassion. And a little bit of gentleness, bringing in that yin with the yang. And now as you're ready, release that right hand from the foot, gently release that right leg long, let the hands come to the side, find a shavasana for a moment or two. And then as you're ready, let's exhale and meet in a downward facing dog. So get in there, whoever makes sense to you. We're going to do a couple banana asanas on the floor first, side to side, or mountain pose. Before your downward facing dog, maybe you want to move into a forward fold, standing forward fold, whatever you need. Give yourself some space and time to come into that Adho Mukha Svanasana. Making sure that you have blocks at your mat, perhaps at the very top corners of the mat, maybe one on each side, just so it's easy to reach as we move through our practice this morning. So from your downward facing dog, bring that awareness to the palms, maybe to the soles of the feet, to the hips, to the hip bones, the sits bones, and those dancing feet, grounding the heels, straightening out the legs. Maybe you dip the knees to the ground. Maybe you step the legs back further. Just kind of giving ourselves time to explore the shape. Maybe a different perspective from our downward facing dog. You can bring the feet wider, as wide as the mat, opening up those hamstrings a little more. Breathe in. And let's inhale to look up at the hands. Let's step the right foot forward and the left, finding our Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Now let's sit the hips back with the arms on either side of the head, coming into Uttanasana for a moment. Then inhale to rise. Exhale, sweep those hands down, watching for those Christmas lights. Tadasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up, bring palms together. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Let's step that left foot back just a little bit. The feet are almost the toe behind the heel, but kind of on train track with the part. And just fold over that leg, kind of the smaller version of our Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Breathe in. Now bend that left knee a lot and dip the hips back. So you're bending that left knee, the right leg is straight, but dip those sits bones back. So maybe you feel the stretch across the back of that right leg. Breathe in. And let's inhale up to a forward fold, stepping the left foot forward. Breathe in. Exhale, drop those hips, bring the arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose for a breath or two, tucking that pelvis, remembering that pelvic girdle that we've been landing in and focusing on. And then we'll inhale to rise up. And exhale, hands come down. Inhale, hands rise. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Ground the left foot, step that right foot back, train track. And so the feet are kind of parallel, but the right foot's behind the left. And now bend that right knee a lot. Drop the hips down, but keep that left leg straight. Breathing in and out. One more inhale. And this time, let the exhale bring that right foot forward to meet the left. Pause here. Inhale. Exhale, side. Good, guys. Inhale back to that plank pose. Pahalakasana. Breathing in and out in your plank. Lifting the hips if you want. You can lower the knees and tops of the feet if that feels better today. Inhale. Now let's exhale to lower those knees. Then sit those sits bones back on the heels. Keep those palms forward. Maybe the arms are off the earth. Palms on the ground. Breathe in. And exhale. And inhale. And now exhale, bring that right arm back towards that back right corner of the mat. The left arm is forward. Maybe reaching that right hand, the back of that hand to the floor, pressing the hand into the earth. And then inhale to bring that right arm forward and the left arm back towards that left corner of the mat. The palm on the ground to start with that left hand. And then the back of that hand. Breathe in. And then we'll inhale to bring both hands forward once again. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale to table. Good. Breathe in and out. Now we'll inhale to bring the right foot between the hands. The left knee is on the ground. Now rise up into your Anjaneyasana or low lunge. Breathe in. Then exhale, hinge over that thigh. Your fingertips forward. And that knee, maybe you want to bring it past the toes. That's going to help us with that range of motion in the ankle. Or you can keep that knee back a little more. Pausing here. And then as you're ready, on the exhale, let's exhale to bring the hands towards that right side, reaching one forward, one back into our revolved low lunge. Inhale. And now exhale, bring that left hand to the ground, right arm to sky. And then exhale, bring that right hand down to frame the foot, curl the toes, that left foot under, and set the left foot forward to Uttanasana. Breathe in. Exhale. Now bend the knees and rise all the way up to stand. Good. Bring those hands to the heart space. Wiggle out the knees, find your Tadasana, mountain pose. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale to fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, stepping it back to our plank pose again. Breathe in and breathe out. And exhale. Any variation of plank, maybe you come onto your forearms if you want. You can lower the knees, help to the feet to the ground. Finding your Pahalakasana. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Now exhale to lower down the knees. Inhale to bring that left foot forward. And we'll rise up into that low lunge. Top of the right foot can be on the ground. Maybe you want to curl those toes under, whichever feels better for you. Finding yourself in your Anjaneyasana. If you want, you can bring that left knee forward past the ankle. Whenever you're ready to twist, do that on an exhale and bring those arms wide to reach for the narrow edges of the mat. On an exhale, plant that right hand on the floor. The inside of that left foot, the left arm to sky. Revolved. Anjali-asana. Nice job, guys. Bring some compassion into this shape. Maybe not going past that limit or anywhere near it. Maybe 75% of effort today. Exhale, sweep the left hand down. Pause here. Now curl that right foot under. Let's come into an inhale plank. Breathe in and out. One more breath. And then exhale to find yourself steady in this shape. Some compassion here. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in again. And then we'll exhale back toward downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bending the knees if you want. Dropping that chest towards the tops of the thighs. Breathe in and out. Inhale. Now let's exhale to lower down those knees. Walk those hands forward. Find your puppy toes with those sits bones over the knees. Heart towards the ground. Planting the palms. Breathe in. Exhale. One more breath in to look at the hands. And now sweep that left hand underneath the chest. Bringing the back of that right hand to the left hand to the floor on the right side to thread the needle. This is so important for our thoracic cavity of the body. Giving that spine some movement and creating space between the shoulder blades, opening up across the ribs. Exhale. One more breath in. Now on an exhale, bring that left arm up from underneath the chest. We'll sweep it up to the left side of the mat and drop into kind of a different type of puppy with the left hand on the side and the right arm forward. Press the left hand into the floor. Maybe bringing awareness the left side of the upper back on the left side of the spine. Now let's inhale to bring that left arm forward. Exhale when you get there. Now inhale again. And now let's exhale to lower the elbows and forearms to the ground. Curl the toes under. Let's find our dolphin pose. Ardha Pincha Mayurasana. And just let that head be lazy. Kind of letting that effort in the upper back, with that thread the needle, just kind of drain out through that cervical spine and kind of out the crown of the head. Letting go of any excess energy that might have been there that we freed up. Allowing ourselves with that inversion to bring that fresh blood flow. Breathe in. And now let's exhale to lower down onto the knees, tops of the feet. Walk the arms forward, hands to the earth. Breathe in. And then we'll exhale to bring the right arm up or underneath the chest. Back that right hand to the ground. Finding that thread the needle. Imagine the heart is the tip of a triangle. And then you have one tip on a shoulder blade, the other tip on another shoulder blade. And just feel that triangle be filled with breath and prana. That's the area that we're focusing on right now, that upside down triangle. Bringing length into that space, expansion. Building up that energy, loosening that energy so then it can flow. So we'll inhale to bring that right arm out to the side, palm down, left arm forward, press the right hand into the floor. Exhale, bring that right arm forward, puppy pose. And then when you get there, and then exhale to lower those elbows and forearms, curl the toes under, find your dolphin pose, and let that energy that we just created, kind of like a whirlpool in that triangle, upside down triangle on the back, just letting that flow down. And exhale. One more breath. Let's exhale to come into down facing dog. Palms rest feet to the floor, breathe in. Exhale. Inhale, look up with the hands. Let's step the feet forward to meet an Uttanasana. Grab opposite elbows, sway side to side. And then as you're ready, continue with the sway. Notice the feet grounding. Maybe lift those toes off the ground as you sway. Be a triangle pattern your feet, grounding deeper into the floor. And then release the arms. Drop the hips, and we'll rise up into our Uttanasana. Tuck the pelvis, guys. Remember that pelvic girdle we got going on? Heart lifts. Breathe in. Inhale. And then let's exhale. Bring hands to the heart. Breathe in. And then ground that right foot. Step the left foot back. Finding this crescent lunge. Chandrasana. Breathe in and out. Another breath in. And let's exhale to fold forward. Bring that foot in between blocks underneath the hands. Bring the left hand towards that block. The left ball of the foot grounds. Reach that right arm up to sky. Revolving our high lunge. Breathe in. Havrita Parsvakonasana. Exhale, bring that right hand down to the earth. Step that left foot a little closer. Bring the heel of that left foot to the ground. Straighten that right leg. And exhale, fold Parsvakonasana, pyramid pose. Exhale. Remember, this breath is that anchor. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathe in. Exhale. Nice job, guys. Inhale to slowly press that right foot into the ground. Reach the arms forward and rise up. Fingertips reach for the sky. Breathe in. And now let's exhale to turn that left foot towards the left side of the mat. The right foot is forward. And then we'll bring the arms out and palms down. The shoulders face that long edge of the mat where that left foot is pointing. Yeah, you got it. Then with that right hand. Relax the upper back, that triangle. Just feel that triangle just gonna slide down the back. Yeah, you got it. Good. Breathe in. And then exhale, hinge the back of that right hand on the inside of that right knee. That left arm can be up to the sky. If you want, you can bring it to that low back. Rest it on that left hip. Nice, guys. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's bring that left hand towards that hip. Bend that right knee just slightly, a gentle bend, and then just kind of move that left foot so the toes kind of face more towards the left corner of the mat. So they're kind of that pyramid base. Now straighten that leg, slide that right hand back down. Come into another variation of triangle. Feet are a little different. Breathe in. Good. Let's exhale, bring that left hand down towards that block. This may be on the inside of that right foot. Bend that right knee slightly. Let's reach the right arm to sky, revolving our triangle. Notice how these hips move, but what's keeping us stable, of course, is the feet, the blocks, but notice the breath in that pelvic floor. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in. And then exhale, bend that knee slightly. Feel the weight shifting to that right foot. And then straighten that right leg. Breathe in. Exhale, bend that right knee slightly. And then straighten that right leg. Breathe in. Now let's exhale to sweep that right hand down. Feel the hips shift to keep us balanced, right? They're going to come back towards the middle. Find that other block on the right hand. Walk those blocks maybe just a little bit in front of that right foot. Now bend that right knee, just like we did when we were revolved. Lift that left toe off the ground, maybe the left leg. Maybe move those blocks as you need to. Plant that left hand, and then straighten that right leg slowly as you reach the right arm to sky. Havrita Chandrasana. Nice. Full breath. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Exhale to bring that right hand towards that right block. Now find yourself steady with the hands on the blocks. And now maybe we bring that right hand to the block. And then we start to open up the hip towards the other side. Bring that left arm to sky for Ardha Chandrasana. Slightly bend that right knee. Exhale, bring that left hand towards the wall. Now bring the hips parallel to the floor, adjusting that foot as you need to. Lower that left foot down, maybe the heel too. And let's rise up, straightening that right leg. Breathe in. Exhale, nice. We soften the gaze and close the eyes. If you want, you can keep those eyes open, but we're going to pause here. You feel those different views, those different perspectives of that shape integrating into our being. Inviting into ourselves the ability to examine without judgment, to be curious. Now let's bend that right knee, open the eyes if you want. Bring the palms together. Exhale to bring the hands in front of the heart. Maybe you step the feet wider, 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 lowering that heel down, coming into a lunge. And now let's inhale to bring the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers, bring the hands towards that left heel. And then we'll exhale to bow into our humble warrior pose. Namabada, Hastabir Bhadrasana. Knowing that it takes humility to open up to see another point of view. As we know, there are many people in this world that, how do I say this nicely, right? Maybe they don't do that at all. And there's no judgment there, but just finding the humility within ourselves to open up to other perspectives with kindness and self-compassion towards ourselves. And let's slowly lower those hands towards the low back. Maybe rest the hands there, and then gently let those hands fall apart. Bring the hands towards the floor. Bend that right knee, pivot onto the ball, that left foot, the ball, that right foot comes back into our plank pose. And let's pause here. Maybe you want to plant that right hand and bring the left hand towards that right hip for a 3-point plank. Maybe for 3 and 2 and 1, keeping those hips so they're not opening up, but they're flat and parallel with the floor. You can lower that left hand down, bring the right hand towards that left hip for a 3-point plank. You also come into forearm plank. You can come into your knees. Another breath in. Now we can lower that right hand, bring those knees wide on the mat, and sit back into our balasana, child's pose. Allowing ourselves to be here, not think of what's coming next. It's really common to do that, and it's okay, but we're going to try to anchor ourselves into the moment by just bringing ourselves to the breath, to the shape. One more breath. Really nice, you guys. We'll exhale into a downward facing dog. Hands plant, feet plant, chest cavity reaching for the thighs. Try to find 75% of effort, if you can quantify it. Some compassion. Inhale, exhale. Let's inhale to step that left foot forward. Then we'll inhale to bring that right foot forward just a little bit. Ground that right heel, straighten that left leg. Let's find this pyramid, Parajottanasana. Let's exhale. That right foot down. Let's bend that left knee just a little. And then straighten out that leg. Bend that left knee just a little, the weight shifting that left foot. And then straighten that leg. Let's bend it again. Pause here in this bend, just gentle bend. And then straighten that leg. Inhale. Exhale. Now as you're ready, lift the chest, lift the heart, bring the arms up overhead. Have that pyramid base, hands reaching for the sky, relaxing that triangle on the back. That triangle point can sliding down the back, shoulder blade sliding down. Inhale. And we'll exhale to open that right foot towards the long edge and bring the hips towards that long edge and the arms extend long. And look past that left hand. Give yourself a focus point. Breathe in and out. Exhale. Then we'll exhale to bring that left hand to the inside of that leg, the right arm to sky. Breathe in. Now. And we'll exhale to bring that right hand towards that left hand. We pivot that right foot so the toes kind of face more towards that corner of the mat. And slide those hands down. Find your pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Notice the hips in the middle of the mat. Trying to keep those hips as our anchor here. Exhale. We bend this, bring a slight bend to that left knee, the right hand on that block. And then as you're ready, maybe reach that left arm to sky, revolving your triangle, straighten that left leg as much as you feel comfortable with. Just kind of opening up across the chest. Maybe you bend that left knee just a little, and then straighten. Let's bend it just a little bit, and then straighten that left leg. Exhale, bring that left hand towards the block. We pause here. Parsvottanasana. Let's move those blocks to be in front of that left foot a little bit or a lot. Slowly shift that weight into the left foot. Maybe check here and pause and lift the left toes off the foot, noticing that there's another little triangle on the big toe pad, the pinky toe pad, and that heel is going to ground us. Maybe slowly bring that right foot off the ground. Plant the right hand on the block. Maybe start to bring that left arm up to the sky as you lift that right leg up as well. Breathing into that low belly, mid belly, upper belly, torso, as if you had that belt around the waist that you're trying to fill out. Breathing into that corset, maybe flex that back foot. Yeah, nice. Inhale. Exhale, slowly bring that left hand towards the block. And then as you're ready, open up the hips to stack that right hip on top of the left. And then, yes, reach that right arm to sky at your own pace. If you just rest on that right hip. Chandrasana. Nice, guys. Exhale to bring that right hand back down towards that block. Hips parallel with the floor. Slowly float that right foot back to the ground, that heel. Let's inhale to rise for just a moment. Bending that left knee a lot or a little. Let that triangle slide down the back. And then we'll bring our hands to clasp. We reach the hands towards that heel. And then as you're ready, dropping into your humble warrior. And check in with those feet, maybe lifting the toes off the ground. And then just placing them gently back to the floor. Exhale, lower those hands to that low back, just rest them there. Letting some effortlessness come into the arms, feeling that prana recirculate across the back, across the arms. Bring the hands to frame that foot, pause. Exhale to pivot on the ball, that right foot. We'll inhale to step the left foot back, Then exhale to lift the hips for Adho Mukha Svanasana. And let's pause here. Let's inhale to bring that right knee towards the right wrist. We can float into a plank, lower that right knee down towards the wrist, that foot to the ground, that left knee to the ground, top of the left foot. And maybe you drop onto blocks for your pigeon pose, Kapotasana. Let the head hang and be effortless. See if you can allow that cervical spine, that neck, to be a little bit effortless here. You know, Ayurvedically speaking, we'll say that that fire element that rests in Manipura chakra beneath the sternum, and that water element that's between the pelvis. The water and that fire, they create steam in the body, and there's steam in this torso. But then as it rises, it literally bottlenecks in the upper body. Sometimes we get tension headaches here, the shoulders, it traps the neck. And so we relax that neck. We just release that steam. Imagine it gathering in that upside down triangle. And as we invert with this head a little lower than the heart, it allows everything maybe evaporate, you could say. We'll inhale to lift that head just slightly. It might come a little higher than the heart again. Plant the hands. Bring the toes of that left foot to the ground, curling the toes under. Let's lift that right knee, lift the left knee, step the right foot back. Let's find an Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now from here, pause, and then bring that right foot off the ground, bend the knee, and then bring that right foot to the inside of that right leg, like we did on our backs earlier. So it's like a downward facing dog tree. So I turn. So hands plant, right foot comes to the sky, bend the knee, and then plant that foot, downward facing dog tree. Inhale and exhale. Now let's slowly shift the shoulders towards the hands. Try to keep that foot there. Walk the hands forward, 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 coming into plank with that knee out to the side. And then slowly kind of bend the elbows, lowering down the torso, the knees, the leg. Then lie on your belly for a reclined tree on the belly. And pause. One more breath. And then exhale to slide that right leg long, top of the legs to the earth. Oh, sigh. Slowly lift the head, lift the chin. With the palms on top of each other and the forearms parallel with the front of the mat. Yeah, you got it. Just slowly kind of shimmy those elbows back and the hands flat with the heart in the chest for a variation of our crocodile. Really let the belly be heavy and drop in, and that's when you feel a little compression on that low back, but not excessive, just enough to bring that diaphragmatic breathing into the belly and into the floor. Yeah. Let's exhale, lower that heart a little more, and then slide those hands over the shoulders, press it up and back. Your downward facing dog is going to feel so good here after that compression on the low back. Lift those sits bones high to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale to feel yourself nice and lengthen through the torso and then from the hips to the heels. Now, as you're ready, exhale, bring that left knee towards the left wrist, that left foot grounds, right knee grounds, top of that right foot. And allow yourself to drop into that pigeon pose. Now imagine that head a little lower in the heart, if you can. In that steam that we build in the torso, just dissipating. Let the breath go. Let it ground you. Hold my breath. And we'll inhale to slowly lift that head. And exhale to bring those hands to the ground. That arms a little straighter. And then we lift the torso. Then we'll slowly curl the toes, that right foot under. Lift the right knee. Yep, you got it, guys. Lift the left knee. Inhale to step it back to plank. And then make your way to your Adho Krishnasana. Grounding the feet, grounding those palms, fingers. Feel the heart light, the heart a little higher than the head. Now inhale to reach that left leg to sky. And then bend that left knee and open that hip out and bring that left foot to the inside of that right thigh for your downward facing dog tree. Try to keep the hips in the middle of that mat. So adjust those hands to give you that stability. Opening up the hips, breathe in and out. Now let's inhale to look up between the hands. Walk those hands into plank as you lower yourself into plank with that left knee up to the side. So it's like a plank tree. Breathe in. Nice, you guys. And slowly lower the chest, bending the elbows like a chaturanga. Lower the hips, lower that knee, top of the right foot. And then bring the hands, the head to rest in the back of those hands. With that left knee up to the side for reclined tree on the belly. So starting with that reclined tree on the back, supine. Now we're prone. Again, changing that perspective. Maybe relax the glutes if you find yourself clenching those glutes to keep that knee or that foot on the leg and the knee out. Another breath in. Our exhale is going to bring that left leg long. Gently let that left leg go long. Drawing the knees in to meet. Shimmy those hips so the legs can be lengthened across the mat. And then we'll inhale to lift the head and the heart. And then shimmy those elbows back. Bring those palms to rest on top of one another. And then find that crocodile. And you can adjust that crocodile just by moving those elbows closer to the torso. But our crocodile is a little bit less of a back bend than Sphinx. So maybe keep those elbows not as close to the hips as you might be drawn to do. So we can really bring the emphasis to that breath. Breathing into the earth. Maybe close our eyes. Notice shoulders. More breath in, you guys. Exhale to signs, melt down to the floor, bring your hands under the shoulder. Let's press back to child's pose. Maybe a puppy pose if you want, but let's stay close to the earth. Maybe a variation of child's pose is bring hands to prayer. Bring those thumbs to that cervical spine, resting those prayer hands on the back of the neck. And then as you're ready, there's no rush. Make your way to your shavasana. Allowing that energy to settle. You might notice sometimes when you get to shavasana, you feel like you have to kind of lift the shoulder blades up and pull them wider across the mat. Maybe you need to kind of send the legs longer, reaching those heels a little bit further down the mat. With that length that we've created in the body. Be allowing the tongue to relax, the eyes relax, and that triangle that we've been talking about today on the back, allow that to rest. We bring awareness to that triangle on the bottoms of the feet. Big toe pad, pinky toe pad, the heel. Feel them grounding you. Feel that triangle on the back, shoulder blade, and bottom of the heart. Feel the lightness of the air elements. Allow yourself to feel balanced. Allow yourself to be anchored in the breath, to be anchored in your body, yet unbound. When you're ready, you can roll to one side and gently press your way up. There's no rush. Let's close together with an inhale. And let it go. Another inhale. We'll close together. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Namaste. Namaste, Julius. Namaste, Dorothy. Nice to meet you. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, we have a little house.
Exactly.